Today we have 20 cards that I have never seen before, and we get to analyze and prep them for PSA. So I'm going to show you guys my exact process, the way I do this, and we'll be able to give grade predictions at the end of looking at every single card. This is really critical because next week this order arrives back, so we'll be able to compare our predictions from today, and we hope that we're accurate for the order next week. Or maybe PSA gives us better grades than we predict. That wouldn't be too bad either. This will be the last you see of me so you can focus on the cards. Hope you guys enjoy today's video, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. So today we get to prep 20 cards for PSA and send them off together. During this video, I'm going to give grade predictions. I would love it if you guys throw your predictions down below as well. In the description in the video, I will have a list of all the cards and my predicted grades, I think, and then I'll also leave a spot for you guys to change and predict yours just in case things change. When we get these cards back, I'm going to give a shout out to the top 3 people who were the closest on the grade guesses. All right, so to go through the cards here, we have a Tom Brady out of 2013 Prism, Manu Ginobili Blue XFractor, a Steph Curry Camo out of Crusade, Reggie Miller Refractor, we got a Kelvin Johnson Blue Refractor, Jerome Bettis Refractor, Randy Orton Gold Refractor. We got almost every sport represented here. Got an Ichiro Gold Refractor, Ken Griffey, just a base out of Finest. Then we have a little baby Barry Sanders here, a nice Michael Vick Black XFractor out of 25. Then we have Kevin Durant, really just good-looking card there. Dirk Nowitzki, 2013 Prism Gold, Jimmy Graham out of 10. And we do have a big boy. I'm going to save this one for last. So we have a Trevor Lawrence. This is out of Select rookie card, numbered out of 10, Gold Prism. Check the listing out below that I bought this with. Guys, this was totally mistitled, so I snagged it right away. I'm excited to see how these grade. We got second year Joe Burrow out of 99, second year Hurts out of 50. We do have a Crusade Tom Brady out of 99. We have a big Tom Brady here. So this is the Black Refractor out of 599. These are crazy money in 10s. Hopefully we can get some good grades here. Then we also got a Manny Ramirez, if I can say his name right, Manny Ramirez Gold X-Fractor. So the keynote here, guys, again, we're going to get started. These cards I have not looked through. So these are going to be fresh for my eyes and yours. These were all purchased off of eBay, I think, except for maybe 1 or 2 cards from a card show. Everything else was out of eBay. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'm actually going to start with the Tom Brady Crusade, and then we'll move on through the pile. Actually, before I start, I should mention what I'm going to have here. So a lot of people think it's really difficult to prep cards. If you see my videos, I do tend to get pretty good grades, which I'm really happy about. But it's not an exact science. This is pretty straightforward. I use 2 microfiber cloths. You can pick this up at a dollar store, basically, right? These are for glasses. I just have 2 of these. And then I do just use, brand new penny sleeves right here in the corner. And then I use Card Saver ones. So these you can buy online. These come in a box like this if you buy 200. They're pretty reasonable. I think 200 is maybe $20 or $30 at this point, so it's not too bad. So those are the supplies you'll need, just an FYI. I do have a tweezers because we have a couple cards with film on them, if I remember right, so we got to peel that off. So, all right, let's get started. So we have a Tom Brady out of Crusade. Again, I'm just going to pop this up. This is my first time looking as well, so we're really just going to take our time here and, really look through. So I do have also mentioned, I have like a lamp. It's a clamp onto the table. So I don't use the magnifying. I actually look straight like this, but these do come with magnifying. So I'll probably link the one I have in the description below, or at least link the general, search on eBay to find one of these if you guys are looking. So right away, I am not seeing, too much here. So I'm going to just wipe the microfiber across. You really just want to get rid of all the dust. I do not wear gloves. You can, but I feel like it removes my tactility with my hand. I've noticed I drop cards a lot more often when I'm wearing gloves. So right away, you're going to see, I see that right up there. I didn't notice that until now. The front looked super clean, but we have a little indent. So that's the eBay cards for you guys. Sometimes you're not going to, it's not going to be perfect every time. So with that there, that's going to be really hard to get a 9 with. Realistically, that's probably going to get me a 7, I would assume. So yeah, I guess let's think here. We either send everything here just to experiment, or we don't. This would probably be one I just sell raw and I put as near mint on eBay, to be honest with you. I think I'm still going to grade it just because the grade shouldn't matter on a card out of 99 too much. I think a 7 would be fine. So my prediction here would be a 7 just based off the back corner edge wear. We're still going to grade it to get some experience, and it's a big card irregardless of the grade. It genuinely might be easier to sell already graded too, so I'm going to keep it like that. So put in a new penny sleeve every time. Don't skimp out. Always use a new penny sleeve. They're going to pop it right in the card saver one here and set it to the side. So that's literally it. right, I just wipe it down. If I notice any like smudges, we're getting rid of those with the microfibers there. That's the big thing. So next we have a newer card. This should be much easier to see if there's any issues. So we have a Jalen Hurts. Pretty straightforward. Not really seeing much here. You notice you're just looking for really surface scratches or dents. That Brady was actually a perfect example of edge wear for you guys to see right away. So that's what you keep an eye out for. Honestly, this one looks nice. I'm not seeing anything off here. My prediction on this one would be a 10. So I think this Jalen Hurts is going to be a 10. Just very crispy. No major issues standing out. I don't see any reason this wouldn't be a 10. He's a very slight dimple back there you can see. But again, I don't see any reason that wouldn't be a 10. And, you know, just my luck, these are going to be 9s. Then my predictions for 9s end up being 10s, but that's how it goes sometimes. All right, we'll do, let's see, a little variety here. We'll do the Dirk next. So this will be a tougher grade than that Hurts just because it's an older card. It's out of 2016 certified. These are numbered, I believe. So again, you're just scanning the edges. So I see like a little bit of whitening right there. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's not a perfect edge, I wouldn't say. But overall, really not too bad. This corner, if I get the right lighting, it looks bad, but really looking at it straight on, I don't see anything here that would have me concerned. So I think this one, after we check the back, we can get a prediction on it. So I see some whitening right there. You guys see that, of course, and then on the edge. And then there is actually this, but I bet you if I wipe this, if you see that line, I bet you if I wipe this, it'll come off. And it does. Okay, cool. Yeah, sometimes when they are shipped in top loaders, it seems like for some reason I get a little big gunk right there. So yeah, the whitening in the corner, and then I am not seeing much else. You see kind of this shape. That's actually just the texture on the front. So if you see on the front, his body, that's what these little indents are. So that is not going to cause PSA to give a bad grade on it. So this one I'm predicting a 9 just based off the corners. I could see it getting an 8. But because the front is clean, I think this one will be a 9. And again, my grades could be horribly off. We're going to find out. But I usually don't super hard predict when I go by myself. But again, top edge wear, back corner, this is probably a 9. So we'll still send it off. Like I said, I think irregardless, I'm going to send everything off just because kind of learn and then we can guess our grades. I know it is $19, but on a lot of these, even at 9 is still a win just because they don't grade too often. So we have a Kevin Durant. So this one, again, I'm not sure what set this out of. We'll see when we flip it over, but I just thought it was a gorgeous card. I think this one, again, was just a quick eBay buy. I just saw it. It looked nice. I was looking up Black Friday or Father's Day, these kind of odd sets for Panini, and this one popped up. So I'm just going to give it a nice wipe down of everything. Just gets rid of any dust. I'm personally not seeing anything as we're looking. I thought this could be something here, but that's actually the design. I mean, slight edge up here, but again, nothing that really stands out to me as like detrimental where it could get an 8 or something. This looks nice. Just looking, that could be a little surface right there, but it might also be the design. Flip it over. I always like cards that have a white back. I think you've seen this from my videos. If you watch a lot, white backs are a lot easier. You don't get edge chipping. So you have some slight chipping right there. Yeah, other than that, nothing too crazy. I think there is, and you can see there. So this is why you scan edges. Again, hopefully you can see from the video, hopefully it focuses, kind of an indent there. So that to me could get hit pretty hard. I could see this one. I would say my grade prediction is an 8 on this because of that I just noticed, and the slight edge whitening there. This is also just in general a tough card to grade with a completely black front. Slight whitening. So this is probably an 8 in my book. But again, if you guys feel differently, fill it out below. Let me know. I'd love to give a shout out if you guys are better grade guessers than me. I know it's hard not seeing it in person, but I think it's worthwhile to investigate and again, guess grades. I think it's really important, and we can kind of gauge ourselves on this later. Okay, so this one is gorgeous. I love this card. This one I'll be keeping in my collection either way. That's kind of the goal for this order. Send a few that I look to keep, and then the rest I'll sell, especially the modern guys. I don't really keep too many modern guys, but a retired guy who is in a super short printed set like this, I'm always looking. So front surface, for a 2006 Finest, this one's looking amazing so far. The only thing that's going to get it is this print line. You can see it right through the word Vick. See this line right here? That is not supposed to be there. So this would likely be a 9 no matter what the back looks like. Again, you can see there we have a little bit. I'm not sure why that is. These may actually, now that I think of it, this one might have come from ComC, and that Dirk. I think they did. I think the ComC cards, you get that little bit of smudge there, but it comes off right away. So edges look sharp. To be honest, yeah, this one I think is a 9. I could see it getting a 10 if for some reason that isn't a print line, but again, I'm pretty certain that's a print line, so that should be a 9. But nice, very clean card. And 9 on this is a big grade. Again, being out of 25, there's not a lot of these graded, so that's a nice win there. All right, next we got our little mascot for the order, Mr. Barry Sanders. So I just thought this card was funny, so I grabbed it. I think it's only a few dollars, but none graded, so I was like, you know what? For the hell of it, why not? Nice white card, too. I don't see anything, so like slight maybe corner rounding there, but I don't know. This looks pretty nice. I'm going to say the Barry is going to get a 10. That's my prediction here. I'm not seeing anything that's really standing out. It's also hard with these paper cards. It's just a little trickier. You really have to look at the corners, but I think this one looks pretty nice. This is probably a 10, I would say. So that was my first card, I think, that I predicted a 10. Actually, that hurt. So this is the second card I predicted a 10. So I'll have to see how I do. I'll fix these later. I'm not getting them in perfectly. It's hard to look through the camera here and look at the card, but I'll get them back in the top loader there. Or sorry, the one touch. Sorry. I'll get them back in the card saver one. Can't think of what they're called. Okay, so we have Ken Griffey Jr., nice finest. This is just a base. Really looks really clean. I could see these chrome cards, you can see scratches, especially in that circle there. This one looks beautiful from the front. See the back. So let's see. Let's give it a little wipe again. I probably should have done that from the front. You can see a little bit right there. Sometimes I will use a little fingernail. You really got to be careful though. You can see like that little bit right there. And then, you know, some slight on the edge. It's not perfect. I don't sweat edges too much, again, unless they're really stand out. Then you can see the kind of surface issues here on the back. I'm going to guess this one is a 9 just based on, you know, the back and the fact that this is a tough set to grade. This front is a 10 to me, but again, this back is a little questionable. I'm going to guess this one gets a 9. That would be my take here. Still a great looking set, of course. Okay, so next we have, let's do the Jimmy Graham gold prism out of Select. This is the first year of Select. Football did not have a 2012. I don't know, I think basketball did. Football did not. So we'll see. This one hopefully is nice. I'm going to be keeping this one as well. So I see a scratch right there by the Select E, if you see that going up. I think that isn't quite enough to get a, you know, it's going to hurt its case at a 10, but assuming there's nothing else, it might still sneak a 10. You can get away with a little bit of surface. So you can see a little bit of white up there. Sorry, hard to see. Just some dust there. I can't quite get it off. I'll probably take another stab after the video, but this is a general idea. You just kind of wipe it. Sometimes the other thing I do as well, you can buy all these kits and stuff, and to be honest, I've tried like the Kurtz Card Care. It does seem to help on a handful of cards, but if you're beginning, there's no need for it. It just adds complexity, and I think you are more likely to screw up a card than you are to actually help yourself. So really, if you just use the microfibers and a little bit of hot breath, so like I'm going to blow on this corner quick. So you just get a little breath on there, make it a little slightly damp. You know, it's not going to hurt the card, but it can kind of help get rid of that, but I don't think that's coming off. So this one, honestly, guys, I'm going to make a bold prediction. I think this one's a 10. So it has a slight scratch there, but I think this is not going to harm it enough to get a 9, and the back looks just perfect. So, no, dang it. That indent sketching me out. I think I have to stick with it, though, because first glance, I genuinely thought this looked like a 10. So I'm gonna go with a 10 here, even though that might bite me in the butt. I think it does have a shot, though. Again, like I said, I think it does have a shot here. All right, next we'll do the Joe Burrow here quick. Got to get this painter's tape off. I'll just stick that on the back for now. So these second year cards, I don't mind them. I don't actively like go out of my way to buy all of them up because there's just so many. But if you can't buy a rookie colored, numbered, you know, for Burrow, might as well grab a second year. That's always my thought. These are approachable, more like $30 versus a rookie's probably in the couple hundreds, of course. So this one I am seeing more than with the Hertz. Like you can see there's a slight indent up in the corner there. Maybe a horizontal scratch there right above the Optic. You can see that. It's kind of like a print line or a scratch. Just in general, again, I don't feel like there's anything I can do here, even if you had some sort of like again, Kurt's Card Care or whatever. I don't know. Some of these, if you spent hours, you could probably get them cleaner, but I don't know. I like a shotgun approach. I'd rather get more cards out versus sitting in, being really stressed about getting a 9 or a 10. I feel like it just gets so much stressful because it never gets the grade you want. And you're just never going to get these indents out like that. So this one I do think is a 9. I'm going to predict a 9 here. When I send these off, I'm going to put the Joe Burrow in front of the Hurts. Reason I do that, I've mentioned this in prior videos. I feel strongly that if the grader sees a lesser condition card first, gives it a 9, and they see a better one from a similar set right behind it, and they have to give it a 10. That's my thought. It could be a loadable. I think it probably is, but I feel like why not try it out? So I always do that when I can. So you'll see some right here. I don't know. Actually, that's on the card design. I just looked around the camera for a second. That's on the card design. Up here doesn't look too bad. I'm not seeing much. This looks nice. I actually really like this card. So maybe slight corner whitening up there and down there. You can kind of see it. And then ever so slight, you can see that corner is kind of rounded. So I would predict this one is also going to get a 9. It's a little bit of a thicker stock too. Really nice looking card. A 9's still great, but again, this is one I feel like will get a 9. So I'm probably being a little too strict. You're going to see. Hopefully when we do send these off, we're going to sneak a 10 on a few of these that we think are 9s. Like that Jimmy Graham, for instance. I think that's pretty borderline. But generally, I try to undersell because it's hard to get your hopes up with some of these companies. You'd think it's perfect, then it's just not. So that's the way it goes. So this one, speaking of perfect, this looks really nice. Maybe a slight horizontal. You can kind of see that. Print lines across. I don't think that's enough to force a 9. I think this looks really clean from the front here. I'll flip it over to the back. Again, we'll just see here. Yeah, this looks really nice. I think this one's going to get a 10. So I would predict a 10 here on the Randy Orton. It looks really clean. As you notice, again, I'm really not doing a lot here. I'm wiping it, but if the cards are clean, I leave them be. There's no point in sitting and trying to get off every single little scratch and dust. I think you're more likely just by rubbing it a ton to cause it to get damaged. So that's kind of what I, go with there. So we have a Kelvin Johnson. This is a really, really nice looking purple refractor here. So I have noticed, I just thought of this, we haven't touched on centering too much. This one is slightly off-centered. It's probably hard to see, but this side is a little thicker than that side. So what I'm talking about is from the portrait. So like right where my fingernail is to the right, and then over here, to the left. This is a little thicker. So I think this one, based off centering already, is probably going to be a 9. But if the surface is perfect, you can still sneak a 10 with PSA. But like I see a dimple there, if you can see that. These are still sendable. Again, I think this is still a solid 9 here, unless the back has something crazy. But I'm not seeing too much. So to be frank, I think this one is going to be a 9. Just because of that off-centering. And then I know from experience this specific year of Topps Chrome is very tough. And then you have the dimple there. So this is going to be a 9 in my book. And actually, I was just going to mention, so far, very good luck. Buying from eBay, it tends to not be super consistent all the time. Like I do think we kind of got screwed a little bit on, here it is. On this Brady, I shouldn't say screwed, but right, I should have seen that probably from the listing, or the guy should have mentioned it. But I'm not going to return over it. It's fine. But it's something where you just have to accept the fact that some of the cards you buy are not going to be in the best condition. If I was sending myself, again, I would have mentioned I would not have sent this, but I'm going to for this video just so we can get an idea here. So I see another one already I'm not going to send. So this is a Reggie Miller refractor. I just tried to pick up a few of these for real cheap. But I could see the greening. You can see how he looks like he's the Hulk pretty much. That's what they say, hulking here. So these old refractors can get this. And then you can see this surface just has... I don't know what this is. Some like just Cheeto fingers, dust crap all over it. So even if I were to wipe this down, really huff on it, blow some hot air on it and wipe it down, the greening's still going to cause it to get a 7 or so. You can see the chipping on the edges. This is just a mistake. I probably bought it and didn't see the coloring. But yeah, this one is absolutely not going to be sent actually. So to be honest, I probably... don't have to send the Brady now that I say I'm not sending this one, but this one I will hold back just because it's not a high dollar card, and I really don't feel there's any benefit in sending that because I just know we're going to get a 7. Because we have a Jerome Bettis. So this is a card, an example. I want to pull this one in because it has a film. You can see remove protective field. Topps Finest has this commonly. So I am team remove peel because I feel like the grades are always higher. Plus, the card was intended to be peeled, so that's my opinion. If you collect unpeeled, I get it too. But I'm going to show you guys how to peel these. So basically what you do is you take a corner. This is my understanding of how to do this. You slightly just kind of go like this for a little bit until you peel it back. And if one corner doesn't work, you might have to try a different one. But as you can see, I'm just kind of trying my best here. So that one's not going, so I might try the bottom corner here. So you just basically need it to peel back a little bit, and I can feel it coming right now. So you can see right there, it's peeling off. So I'm going to take the tweezers like I said I got, and then I hope I can record this at the same time. Yep, so I'm going to just peel it back so you can see I got it a little bit there. And I have the dexterity of a surgeon to be doing this properly. So you just peel it off, peel it back. And then this is probably frowned upon, but I don't really care. If it's a cheaper card, I'm just going to hold the card with my fingers firmly, just peel it back. The reason I say frowned upon, right, you probably don't want to get fingerprints all over, but that's why we have our microfiber. So as you can see, peeled off, just gorgeous looking front now. So this has no scratches, of course, because it was, behind that film forever. This is why I like sets with film for grading, because again, they were traditionally not graded probably. And, of course, if they're not peeled, they should be clean. This actually looks really nice from the back. This is my spicy hot take, but I think this Jerome Bettis is going to get a 10. If it does, I'm sure that'd be a real good grade on this. I don't know what a price of a 10 would be, but this is a nice looking card. I'm going to predict a 10 on this one. All right, next we'll do the Steph Curry here, the camo out of Crusade. Looked like a pretty cool card, so I just snagged it. I just felt like the design was nice. And again, I think this one was actually from a card show, so I'm sure stickered at 15 probably took a look and said, hey, would you take 10 on it? The guy said, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Actually, it's from my buddy Jesse. This is from Jesse, so thanks to Jesse if this is in good condition, which it looks to be so far. So this looks nice, so I'm just going to, like I said, as always, swipe it down nice. Not seeing much of anything. This front looks beautiful. Maybe you can see a slight scratch right there. But again, I've told you guys this already. PSA will let these go. They have to be, you have to have a few issues, and I'm just seeing a minor scratch right there. You see the back, tough black back, but this card looks sharp. I'm not seeing anything. Really nice sharp corners without whitening. Oh man, I don't want to do it, but I think I'm going to predict a 10 on this one as well. Gorgeous looking card. I hope we can hit a 10 on it. That's going to be nice. Again, like I said, these 10s I predict are going to be 9s, and the 9s are going to be 10s. That's just how it goes. But I think this one was one of the best looking cards we've seen. There's, again, the slight surface scratch, but it's nice. Good looking card. All right, next we'll do the Manu Ginobili. Funny, this one already came in a card saver. I'm actually just going to reuse that. And then I don't like when they ship in card savers, though. It feels like it doesn't really protect as well. So this one's going to be a little more interesting. So I can already see a print line right across there. I'd have to imagine these like blue XFractors here are tough grades. Not a card that you can ever really expect a 10 on, but if you hit that crazy 10, it's a big deal. I can also see these like vertical lines right there, so you can see that. Again, nothing I can do here, to be honest, with this microfiber or breath that's going to get rid of that. I just have to accept it sometimes. Again, there's people who are watching this saying, oh, I could get it off if I wiped hard enough. No, I don't think so, guys. I'm sorry. maybe you're better than me at this, but that's... you got the magic touch. So again, a horizontal print line, it looks like right there all the way up. Because of all that surface already, before I flip this over even, I'm going to predict an 8 on this one. It is even off-centered on the back here. You can just see the thickness left to right. Front centering's good, but all this stuff going on is kind of concerning me. I think this one's going to get an 8. Happy to send it, though, because I think it is on that border of 9 to 8. So if we happen to get a 9, I think it's a good win on this card. And Manu's a great player who... nationally is well known in Argentina, so it's funny how popular he is without realizing it. He's not like the craziest Hall of Famer ever, but he is a hell of a player and has a great fan base. All right, so next we have the Prism Tom Brady 2013. I really hope this one is nice. This is a big card and a 10, I think close to $500. So I see already right there some smudges, but nothing like super deep. So what I'm going to do here, again, I'm going to take it off camera. I'm going to like huff on it, kind of like you're buffing out like a CD or something, or a video game DVD. So I just got some moisture on it. Then you just wipe across. That's all you do here. So you can see already that is gone. So this is what I mean, where even I've snapped cards out. You guys have seen videos like this. Like if you recall a second ago, there was stuff all over this. So I've snapped cards where the surface grade is like an 8, and then that's all it is. And I just huffed and blew it off. I mean, you can see this card looks amazing already. There's some more right here, so I'm going to do the same thing again. Just huff on it and then wipe it off. So the little bit of moisture seems to really help these, these smudges a lot. So you can already see this looks way better. This card looks amazing already just from doing that a little bit. Just a little bit of work here, and that's all it takes. As you can see, we've already almost went through 20 cards in 20 minutes. This shouldn't be... It should keep it simple is what I'm saying, guys. If you're stressing out and sitting for 10 minutes a card, that's fine if that's what you like to do, and you really want to make sure and you think it's worth it. But if you're getting stressed about grading and, want to scale up your orders and such, I would say to just keep it simple. Let the cards grade as they're meant to grade, and not sweat it too much, because you can sit here and wipe this for 20 minutes, but you're still going to have a little bit of dust. That's just how it goes. So I'm going to try one more blow just because, again, it's an expensive card. I'm going to try to get that out right up there. So we'll see here. Hopefully that worked. I think it did, probably. Yep. So again, slightly, but I think this is great looking. I will actually, there's a little bit of scratch right there. I'm going to try one more time, one more blow. Okay. So just ever so slight up there. This one, I am going to be spicy, and I'm going to say a 10 on. I know it's a little bit, and there's some surface, but I think it's good enough to sneak it. There's that right there, though, too, now. I'm seeing this, like, vertical. Again, you can see the expensive cards. I will take a little more time. Oh, that got rid of it. I just had to wipe it a little bit. Okay. So the only thing here is that right there. We're going to see if that's enough to get a 9. I think it's a 10, though. I think it is gorgeous. I'm not seeing anything else on here. So that is, again, I've mentioned, again, these are great, great buys from eBay. This one's really nice. I know, again, you can't expect a card to be perfect, right? You're never going to card without at least something, whether it's from the factory or just from wear, but that's a nice looking card. So you have 3 more left. I'm actually going to do the Manny Ramirez here. So I've gotten questions before, what do you do with these ones that are sealed? So I'm going to be frank with you guys. I'm not sure the best way to snap these out. I've always done it a specific way, and I don't think it's the right way. So if it's not, please tell me. I want to learn from you guys too. So this is a Topps case. So what I have always done is I have snapped these back tabs and then pulled this right through the top. If there's a better way, you please tell me, but this is what I'm going to do here with this card. So I'm literally just going to take a butter knife. And again, this is not expert at all. This is just what I've always done. Snap the tab off, snap the tab off. Okay, so that's off. And then I actually just cut through this. I'm sure you can peel it. This is just what I've always done. Again, I don't harm the card. It looks kind of ratchet, but this is like the best way that I've found to do this. Okay, there, just like that. So again, like I said, it's probably a better way, but this is how I do it. So now we have a hopefully gorgeous looking XFractor here. So really nice surface. Again, when it's sealed, I'm not expecting much, just maybe some dust from the factory originally. That's about it. So surface on the front looks perfect. I am not seeing anything here. This looks great. I'll flip over to the back. Again, I could have looked at the back before snapping it. That was actually dumb. I should have done that first. Looks nice. I mean, minor rounding on corners. This one that edge is scaring me. Slight edge indent there. I'm going to say 9 just from some of this back whitening and then that. So I think this is a solid 9, outside chance for a 10. You can sneak it with 1 issue, and I think there's 2, so that's why I'm predicting a 9. Still a very, very great looking card here. All right, now we have 2 more, and these are big ones. So we have, wipe this off. So the black Tom Brady, these are huge, 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 huge cards in a 10. I'm actually a little nervous on this one. We have a ladybug friend creeping up. So that's my buddy Tom. He visits every once in a while. All right. Oh, that's funny. I just named him Tom. As I have a Tom Brady in my hand, that's probably why I thought of that. Okay. So I'm seeing surface right away, which, again, that's okay. So I'm going to do my blow thing with this. So I'm just going to, again, we're buffing out a DVD or something is what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to blow up there. I'm going to wipe it off like I did with the other card. You already see it looks a lot better. There's a little bit here still, but this is a much improved already. So I'm going to do another one. So it's not perfect, like I said, by any means. This is probably where you could sit on this one for a little while, and I might try this a few more times after we're done here, just to really make sure. But let's look at the rest of the card here too. So not bad. I mean, edges again, you see some stuff here, you see some stuff here. These black refractors are going to be like that. That's how these are. Overall, really nice. So I'm not seeing like deep scratches. Again, you have some like smudges and such up here, but again, I think I can probably do a better job of getting rid of that. Let's see on the back. So corners are sharp, a little bit of whitening there. Not bad. Not bad. Oh, I don't like that. So this is, oh crap. Okay. So that is not good. So that is like I don't know what you call it, like a wrinkle on the card. So that right there will probably give this card a 6 or a 7 just because of that. Any of these deep like wrinkles or cuts like that, they do not like. So I'm still going to grade it because I don't want to sell this card with that. I'm going to be honest. I am disappointed seeing that. And right now, as we're talking, this is probably where I'd be a little discouraged. So this went through the eBay authentication. There's nothing I can do at this point. I can't return the card. I feel like that should have been communicated, but I really can't do anything. And I think actually I shouldn't get this wrong. I shouldn't blame the seller. I think in the title it did say near mint to mint. So I would say this fits that. It's pretty close to that condition. So I'm actually going to predict a 7 on this one. I think it could be a 6, but I'm going to think a 7 just because the front's not bad. That's pretty bad though. Maybe we can sneak it. We're going to find out. But yeah, I think we're going to go with this one. So like I said, a 7 likely. I'll try a little more on this, but I think a 7 just based off that back. So I'll probably take this one out a little later and give it another couple tries here. All right, and now we have the big boy, the Trevor Lawrence. So this is out of select rookie card out of 10. So now we have the big guy, the big Trevor Lawrence Prism out of 10. So I'm seeing a little bit already right there. This might be like the Brady where I'm going to need a little more time after this video. I don't want to sit here and waste your guys' time. But I will try to huff that out a little bit right here. All right, guys, so I tried this one off camera for a while. I could not get this any better. I've tried everything. I've blown on it for a while and wiped. But after feeling it a little bit, I mean, it's like this is damage on the card. So you can kind of see. So a little disappointing, but did get this for a great price. So I'm okay with it. But yeah, just throwing that out there, this is going to be on the card, so it's going to affect the grade. Centering is a little off too. This is slightly thicker than that side if you look at the border. And then I did notice, as we look at this together, so this right here, you can see kind of somewhere right at these corners, which I think that probably happened from whoever put this in the penny sleeve. And then you see that weirdness right there too. So that cannot come off. It's something with the card. So based on all of these guys, seeing these edges and then this front, I'm actually going to give this card an 8. I think that might be a little high. I could see this going anywhere from 6 to 9, which sounds ridiculous, but that's how PSA is sometimes. I'm going to predict an 8. I would love to hear what you guys think on this card. Knowing that surface problem is there, knowing these back corners have some problems, what do you guys think? I think an 8, but we're going to find out. So don't forget, guys, I'm throwing my grade predictions in the description of this video below. I would love to see yours as well in the comments. If you want to copy and paste that list and try your best, I'll give a shout out to the top 3 people who have the closest grades to these when they arrive back. Thanks for tuning in. I hope this was helpful.